Hi, this is another comparison of GoPro 10, GoPro 11, GoPro 12 and GoPro 12 with enabled HDR. All cameras were set to 4K 60, high bitrate, maximum ISO of 1600, color in neutral and sharpness to medium. We're going to kick off with some outdoor shots and then move inside. As you can see on these shots, GoPro 10 and GoPro 11 definitely lose a lot of detail in shadows. And this is a 25% portion of the screen from the corner, just to show you the difference on the grass. Just have a look at GoPro 10 and GoPro 11. They look absolutely moody. And again, the same shot, this time in 200%. The grass on GoPro 10 and GoPro 11 is completely blurred. Surprisingly, in this shot, GoPro 12 without HDR brightened up some of the shadows more than HDR shot. Again, GoPro 10 and 11 completely lost all the details in shadows. And here it is, a cutout from the center of the screen. GoPro 12 without HDR enabled looks sharpest of all. In this shot, you can definitely tell that GoPro 10 has more green tint to it. HDR worked really well in this shot, giving us a lot of detail in the sky. And again, in this shot you can see how the detail is lost when the camera needs to work with both very bright and dark areas. In this shot, all of the cameras look quite similar, with GoPro 10 having a less dynamic range and more contrast. You can clearly see that GoPro 10 and GoPro 11 losing far more detail than GoPro 12. All cameras look very sharp here with slightly softer HDR. However, when it comes to the detail in grass, GoPro 12 with HDR disabled, winning in this shot. This is a shot where HDR definitely helps. So let's zoom in to see how it looks in more detail. GoPro 10 suffers a lot here with complete loss of detail. GoPro 11, it's slightly better but not brilliant, and GoPro 12 looks so much better even with HDR. And here again, a high dynamic range situation, which GoPro 11 and 12 handled really well, even without HDR. In this shot we can see that all cameras have exactly the same lens flare. 10 and 11 definitely struggling to preserve some detail in grass. And here's the center of the frame. In this shot, all cameras doing really well. Let's have a look at the center of the screen. And now 200%. And here you can see a lot of detail. Let's have a look at the center of the screen. and zoom in to 200%. There's not that much difference here apart from GoPro 10, which has more noise. This is where HDR clearly wins. You can see straight away that GoPro 10 and GoPro 11 has far less detail in the path. Surprisingly, with HDR enabled, the stabilization wasn't as good as without it. Let's have a look again at the center of the screen. You can see that HDR had no problem here with handling the highlights. Again, you can clearly see that GoPro 12 wins here. Here's another high dynamic range situation where you can see how GoPro 10 and GoPro 11 struggles to preserve details in grass and the branches. GoPro 12 really shines here in this shot. And here's the 200% zoom. Now let's move inside. And here's a big surprise, because I thought that HDR enabled will actually look worse here, but to my surprise it preserved the most amount of detail. And another high dynamic situation. I think HDR looks really well inside. To my eyes, HDR provides the most natural look of all inside. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you shortly in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.